Hey, again, this is Chris.
Hey, Jack.
And we're doing another tier list.
What do you think it is?
It's Midrange Decks.
That wasn't that. I don't think you said that.
I said it's Midrange Decks.
Didn't sound like you said Midrange Dicks.
I said it's Midrange Dicks. It's Midrange Dicks.
It's fish dicks.
Yeah, we're doing another tier list. Go watch the OTK one if you haven't. This one will hopefully be shorter. That one was extra long.
We're gonna make it short. We're gonna get there.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna do some slicing and dicing. But these are my favorite decks. You had your OTK moment, and now I have my moment.
Yeah, you're still probably gonna overshadow me, and I'm gonna say something. You're gonna go, I highly disagree, and I'm gonna put it in the Gnarls Barkley section.
Go fuck yourself.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out the OTK video.
Go fuck yourself.
It is interesting to see
Oh, no.
off the bat. I just think it's interesting to see that, like, if you look at the OTK decks, I own a majority of those decks, and if I'm looking at this right now, I'm noticing that I only own one of these, and you own
a lot of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these decks you own. I own one of them.
And there's 3 decks on here that I would buy like right now, probably. Like Pendulum Magicians I'd buy right now, Noble Knights I'd buy right now, Orcust I'd buy right now, Sky Striker I'd buy right now.
Well, don't give them all away and which ones you own. I wanted the audience to guess which one I own out of all of them.
Oh, it's probably been mentioned on the channel, I feel like.
No, it's not. All right, anyways, starting off, start at the bottom here. Chris and I unanimously kind of agree that
get these
left, those two,
these obvious ones.
And we'd like to preface this also. We've done this. We've had to restart filming because we had an argument on how we were grading these things, and this is literally in the context
of these 15.
Of these decks that are right here in this thing, not like in the meta.
Yeah.
Like these decks compared to each other, which one's the best of the set of the what's it called? Whatever it's
like
called.
The tier bracket.
What the fuck is that called? What are we rating? I can't.
Mid-range?
Mid-range. That's what it is.
Okay. And also, there might be some other decks that we don't have in here, but you can eat our fucking ass, hit subscribe, hit like, and then watch the rest of the video quietly.
Eat my hairy ass. Dislike the video for all I care.
Yeah. Call your mom, have her buckle you into your booster seat, and shut the fuck up.
All right, so those two, definitely the bottom. I am more on the opinion. Chris thinks they're interchangeable, but
I really do.
Noble Knight should be in the back. I think that's the worst one.
I mean, I'll do it, but the viewers can just know that they're interchangeable.
The next one looks like Abyss. Of the decks here, Flaccid.
No, I think Golden Retriever. Abyss Actor, my god. Burning Abyss is a wicked good deck.
Of the decks here?
Yes, I think in fact, I think Burning Abyss is the staple mid-range deck. I think it has to go Golden Retriever because it is like when people go online and look for mid-range decks, Burning Abyss is the first one you'll see, and it is the most common one you'll see. I think Sky Striker is the next topic. I think that has to go AV Games tier. I feel like Sky Striker's so good.
Forget what I played the other day. I think I was trying to make a Time Lord deck profile, and I came up against Sky Striker and literally just kept getting Widow Anchor and ruining the whole thing. And I was like, I can't even play. It's like, this is horseshit.
Sky, actually, okay, I take this back. I'm gonna put it at Gnarls Barkley, I think. Is that okay with you, first of all?
No.
Where do you want it?
I think it's probably Avian Games when I'm looking at everything else here.
See, the only reason I'm putting it down here is Sky Striker is wicked hard to play, and if you do, it is notorious that if you do one thing wrong against like a good deck, like a meta deck or whatever, if you I think that no matter what, so far from what you've said, I think it's an invalid argument.
I
think I want this top Gnarls Barkley. It's just so hard to play that if you fuck up once, but if you fuck up once, you like lose by default. When I think something like if you take Mech Knight or Shadal, I think both of those are Avian Games tier. Like, you can misplay on both of those decks and be fine, but Sky Striker, if you fuck up Sky Striker, you like lose the game. And I still think even if it was not Avian Games tier, I think it would do that.
I think it's an Avian Games tier, first of all, strictly because I think the argument of like, if you fuck up, I guess I envision these like even with the best pilots. Like you had you were playing this deck in the best possible way, and you're playing it. Like I don't like the idea of like, well, if you screw it up, then of course it's gonna lose. Well, of course it'll lose if you misplay it.
I agree with you, but it's the fact that Sky Strikers is literally like, it's probably like top 3 hardest decks in the game to play.
Well, I'm going off of the like how good the deck is, and its potential maxes out on this thing. I think it's probably the best deck here.
Then I don't think it's the best deck here. Definitely not the best deck. I think
it might be the best deck here.
No, I think I'd still put Mech Knight and Shaddoll above Sky Striker.
I'm gonna have an argument with you about Mech Knight. We can have it now if you want.
Oh God, okay.
Mech Knight.
I think I already see where this argument's going.
If you're gonna say Invocation, I think is a huge reason why it's good. I'd say Gnarls Barkley, but without Invocation, it is with Invocation Avian Games. Without it, Gnarls Barkley. Like, it's a good deck and it's annoying, but Invocation is literally a huge piece of that deck.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, I almost want to put it Golden Retriever. Actually, I was genuinely thinking that, but the only thing is, they only have one normal summonable monster, and it's Gearsu, because there's no other card you can run in Mech Knight other than the vanilla. It's Alistair, the vanilla, or fucking Ibly, the fucking, the nightmare, whatever.
I never put that together. I guess I almost like. Well,
I don't know, because.
But then, like, because if you have Invocation in that one, you kind of also have the same argument as like Shaddoll Invoked. Like, why would you be able to? Yeah. And I think Shaddoll is really good. I think it's also Gnarls Barkley, but I don't think it's Avian Games tier. Shaddoll by itself. I
still think pure Shaddoll is way better than Sky Striker. I think. Well, no, actually, I actually these could probably be interchangeable. I think. Now that I say that, I think they could. Overall, I think Shaddoll is better, because while Sky Striker is wicked good, anytime you like ruin something about a Shaddoll board, like you said this while we were recording or before we were recording, I think you end up just continuously getting cards as you go.
It's true. There's a lot of like, you just get to do more stuff. And with Schism's really good.
Schism's really good, and Shaddoll, I actually take it back. I think it should be Shaddoll above too, because Ariel literally is just a triple call by the grave. It banishes 3 cards from grave, which eventually you're just going to start really struggling as a Sky Striker player when all your spells are being banished.
I don't know. I have a tough time determining which I think Sky Striker might be better, but I can see it being Avian. I can see them both being Avian Games tiers.
How about it's an interchangeable? Interchangeable.
Right, we can do interchangeable. Like I said, I think a lot of these are more Gnarls Barkley than Avian Games tier, because I think they're all like a lot of these were hit. And I think that's part of the problem, and why I think I put them Gnarls Barkley. But I guess comparing them to each other.
Yeah.
Then. All right, next one. These two, I really think both of these can go together. I think they could be moved together.
These two?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm highlighting shit. I don't think so. I think
if Pendulum maybe, Golden Retriever, back, and then Flaccid goes to.
I think
that one.
I think that makes sense. Metalfoes Flaccid. I mean, I love the deck, but I agree with that.
I'd put Pendulum Magician only above that then.
I think that.
Sure, I could go with that. I have nothing more to say about that. I'll let you know me. I hate pendulums. I don't like the idea. I think they're silly. I think the only way to make it like interesting.
Yeah, but you can't just like hate the type and then just say it's bad.
I guess I just like.
You cannot argue the fact that
if I'm looking at these other decks, I feel like
is so much.
But if I'm looking at these other decks, I feel like they just rail those decks.
Metalfoes, maybe. Pendulum Magician, I would say no.
Those ones above it? You don't think those Pendulum Magician would be railed by those ones above this?
No, like not at all. Pendulum Magician is so
anything
consistent.
Up? But Mech Knights, couldn't that screw it up by ruining a column? Like, couldn't you just Tiamaton like a Pendulum column and ruin the deck?
Not really.
Yeah.
Once you do your first turn, like your pendulum scales don't even matter as much because you just start getting 2 pops continuously and you search endlessly in pendulum positions. It's like so much. It's so good. You just keep your 2 graphs on. Honestly, you probably wouldn't even. I mean, you'd want to hit the scales because like it does hurt them a lot. But the star and time pendulum graph are so good that you just continuously. You have the same field every time, and you just slowly whittle away. I think this is way better than.
If it gets better than Mech
Oh no!
Knight, I mean,
so I don't know. I think Mech Knight is the only one here that really gets a benefit by going second. It's kind of like an outlier here, I think, you know? Which I think helps Mech Knight, especially in this category, because while every deck is setting up something, like the more you set up with these decks, Mech Knight almost might do better because it just has more columns to play in, you know? But I don't know.
Right.
The Mech Knight is a struggle for me. Because it really does. You're right. It does rely
maybe
on
going to
Invoked.
Golden Retriever then. Maybe move it down.
I might. You know what? The problem is pure. Okay, genuinely pure Mech Knights. I'll be real.
It doesn't have to be pure. I'm not saying it has to be pure, but like
No, but like, but it's not. It's not Mech Knight
literally-
Invoked. So like that goes there. Even without the Invoked package, I mean, the best you're doing is like essentially scything your opponent with the rest of your stuff, which like while that's great, yes, like it's a specific hand to draw. Yeah, you have to go first to do that, but like going second, you can't do that. You know what I mean?
I'm struggling with this because then that makes me want to move Abyss up. God,
like
this
here?
is really screwed up. Yeah, because I'm looking at the next few things and I'm just going.
Well, hold on. Before you say that,
well, but let's go to the next one.
I know I'm gonna skip this one. I think that could go there. Salad's good. Salad is great. You know it's great. Salad, I like almost always people are playing Salad in some sort of tournament.
Very consistent. I agree.
Very consistent. Very
but
annoying to deal
you've
with.
always made the argument that it's literally like 1 negate, and that's all it does.
That is what all these do, though. That's like what a mid-range deck does. Salad is like the same board. It's like the trap card that pops, the counter trap, and you just keep rolling with that, which is totally fine. But that is how every one of these deck works, except for Shadal. Shadal, you can combo off, make some fucking nutty shit. But like Striker is like gonna be two or three spells. Once they get rolling, you know they have a lot. But Salad is like the 2 interruptions. Pendulum's the 2 interruptions. Mech Knight, you're probably getting like 2 interruptions. Metal Foes, you're getting 2 interruptions.
I'm wondering why would it be that much a whole tier higher than those 3?
All of Salamangreat is 1 card starters. You can fit so many hand traps into your Salamangreat deck. There's a lot of cards that just also aren't played that are good. The Link 4, Pyro Phoenix is a pretty good Link 4. I'm pretty sure it pops the whole field. You know, people just don't run it because you can run like Axis Code shit like that. But
I'm struggling with this because I think almost all of these could belong in the same tier. To be honest, it would just be a matter of like which one is a little bit better than the other one.
I kind of get what you mean. I disagree if you're assuming that everything is played by like the best player. But I feel
like that's how you should look at decks. Like I feel like the potential for a deck should be looked at as the highest potential, not if I had a mediocre player playing it.
No, yeah, I agree with you, which is why we're doing this. But like if you're in a 1 tier thing, like I don't think of that the same way because like Metal Foes definitely is worse than Sky Striker. But if you have a bad Sky Striker player and a Metal Foes player who's like remotely competent, I feel like Metal Foes win. Because they almost have the same boards.
You gotta play it the best. So we got that, but I feel like a lot of these are like a really good Salad player versus a really good Abyss. Jesus, I did that too. Yeah, Abyss.
You just want to say Burning Abyss.
Player could like I could go 50-50. I almost think. Depends. I mean, I think a lot of these could go in the same spot.
I disagree with your whole thing in the same spot category, but I do kind of agree with this. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm saying they're kind of almost the same.
That almost makes sense to me.
I think we can go to the next one. I'd say top of the Golden Retriever. I think I'd much rather go for a salad than I guess the ABC. Yeah, that combo that you have is nutty, or the combo that it does.
Yeah.
But there has to be a way to
Maybe.
like. Would one stop to stop that? I don't know. I'm not running to that. Like, say salad, set up the 2 interruption. You set up the salad, 2 interruption. Is it done?
Actually, yeah, kind of. But like, I feel like salad is really the. Salad, yes, but like some of these other decks, no. You know what I mean? But
I think it's better than Mech Knight.
Now that we're talking about this is like trains in the OTK video, where I feel like it can play certain things really well against certain kinds of interruptions, but ABC also loses to the same thing trains does, where like if your field spells hit or like your cards at a certain point, if they're popped, it fucks you up. You know what I mean? Because your field spell can't be ashed, but if you activate your field spell and then you try to normal summon a union monster, you could get Ghost Ogre to get Twin Twistered, Cosmic, and then all of your turn's over at that point. So this is very trainsy. I'd almost put this like
I said top of the. Oh wow, I really think it's top, but
I think it would go like here.
I think pure Mech Knight.
Yes.
Didn't this just top? I swear to God, it did. Recently.
Yeah,
maybe in the past like 2 months.
It did. But the problem is, like, again, this
really
is like
good.
This is that same thing again though, where it is trains where like I think a lot of these decks can deal with it because these are mid-range decks, but a lot of decks in the format just can't deal with it well. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I guess we agree on the same tier, which is fine. I feel like a lot of these decks are going to be nitpicking, like we've been saying this entire time.
Yeah,
so.
But this is mid-range. I feel like is a harder category to pick a better deck.
Orchest.
But I honestly I don't know where this one should go.
I'd put it in the back of the bus in Golden Retriever. Back of the bus, if not top of Flaccid, comparatively to everything else.
Honestly,
here.
I think it's worse than Metal Flows.
Wow, I don't know about that. But
I mean, peak Orchest, sure. We're like right now, Orchest though.
We might be a Norris Bar
right
here.
Oh yeah. Peak Orchest is great, but like right now, I mean, I just don't. I don't see it. I just simply, honestly, do
Metal
not see it.
Foes. I don't know. I don't know if it's better or worse than Metal Foes. But
I think it is.
I can agree with it. It's Flaccid. It's back of the bus, Golden Retriever, if not on Flaccid.
I think Metal Foes is better.
Okay.
But
okay. You know the mid-tier deck. Wow, we've got like 2 in every one of them. Here we go.
To be honest, Orchest is the one I probably know the least though. So let us know in the comments if there's something crazy I'm missing on Orchest here. I can't even remember.
I haven't lost to an Orchest player since the hit.
Exactly. I agree.
It's like it's
so
nothing more than that. All right, Weather Paint. This is going to be interesting.
This is a hard.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand how good this deck is. If you have a good pilot of this deck, it is stupid.
Weather Paint is
but
fun.
I still think.
I don't know where
you're going to disagree. Oh, I think I do. I am going to say it's the top of the Flaccid.
Ooh.
I don't think it reaches the tier of those Golden Retriever things. Like the fact that ABC could set up like an Appaloosa, wouldn't that like? Does that not screw that deck? Four negates?
No, not really. Honestly, I almost want to put it. I want to put it in Golden Retriever. I think. I'm just wondering if I want to put it below Mech Knight or below Pendulum. I almost want to put it like right here. I think.
Better than Pendulum. That's interesting.
I think so. Because honestly, the Pendulum, like I actually think hard loses to Weather Painter. Like it's like not even a debate. Weather Painter is like an anti-Pendulum deck. I mean, it's not made to be, but like it is. It simply fucks up Pendulums.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm very curious. Don't say anything about this one. Go to Generator. Where would you put that?
I think I would put Generator here.
Wow.
I think
our list is like so derailing, I think, from each other. We'd have totally different lists. I already know.
Well, here, where do you think Weather Painter should go? Where do you think Weather Painter should go?
Weather Painter, I think, would go top of Flaccid, Generator, I would give below. I also think it'd probably be top of Lassen.
So like just interchangeable.
Yeah, no, I think it's better than Weather Painter because I think it's beaten Weather Painter.
It has.
I think we've played and it beat that, which is fine. I think Generator would struggle against a bunch of negates.
Sorry,
and relies too heavily on the field spell, which I know we've had this argument. We had it last week. Decks that rely on one card to make the whole thing function is just scary. But I think it's... I've seen it beat that one. Metal Foes, I could see it beating off of negating summons. And I could also see it beating a hit Orchest. And of course, I could see it beating the bottom two. But
see,
I
the
don't
one,
know if it would beat the other two.
The one card thing for me, here especially, I think is not as important of an argument because a lot of these decks are that way. Like Sky Striker, if you get Engage out of the game, I mean, they can't play. Or, what deck is this? Salamangreat. If you lose the field spell, they literally cannot play. They can't do it. BA's fine. Mech Knights,
Well, I will say on a lot of these things too, though. Well, you say they literally can't play, but you I don't think you're saying like you literally cannot play without the Generator field spell. You cannot summon anything.
Yeah, but I think you have enough cards to get there that it's fine. And you have 3 copies of it, which you do not in Sky Striker or Salamangreat. I mean, you could in Salamangreat, but you don't. You run 1 copy. And Weather Painter...
Like the idea of that you only can run 1 copy of it means that it doesn't like... The deck doesn't literally fully function off that.
No, it does.
Versus...
It does. It's just that...
If you happen to pop my... field spell before it goes off on turn 2, it's like just basically over.
That is, yeah, that's what Salamangreat does too. Like it hard loses. Literally, if you just like get rid of it, that's all you have to do. Get rid of the field spell and it loses.
Well, we're taking a lot of time for this, but so I don't know which one you want to go with, but
I do think that. What really does this for me is that again, Mech Knights. If we're assuming relatively pure Mech Knights, honestly, I'd almost do that. Honestly, the more I debate the Mech Knight thing, it's like the lower it goes.
The lower it goes.
I love Mech Knight, but it's the normal.
It sucks without invocation.
Yeah.
Read that Alistair's pass.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. How does that look? Does that scare you?
I almost want to say I said that first and you disagreed or something. I don't remember.
Well, I also put Mech Knight, I think, up here, and then you slowly convinced me to bring it down. I think I just really
you're gonna move it over another one.
I mean, I could justify it. I think specifically no, just because at a certain point, Mech Knights are wicked good in a format of like mid-rangey and control stuff because you always have columns. You know what I mean?
This is tough for me because while I think Generator is better than Weather Painter, I don't think ABC or Generator is better than ABC, but I think Weather Painter is better than ABC. So it's like a conundrum there. I guess in some way
we could say this is interchangeable. Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking too hard on the in line. I should just be thinking about the tiers.
See, I have it this way because, I mean, Generator, I think, has stuff that can hit both of these, and Weather Painter only has something that can really hit. Actually, no, I take it back. I think honestly, these 3 are pretty equal. This is like a rock paper scissors thing. I feel like.
Yeah, that's
where they all kind of are just like.
It's like one would take the other, one would take the other, and then one would take the other.
Yeah. Okay, fuck it.
Last 2.
B Trooper. I'm saving Plunder for the best for last, of course.
Behind... I think it's just Golden Retriever, to be honest. Like, I don't even want to decide where it is. I think you should just put it in there. I really think we should just say Golden Retriever is...
Honestly, I almost want to do this.
Pretty much all neutral. I don't know. I think I could see it taking on Mech Knight without it invoked.
See, I don't see it taking on Mech Knight. Honestly, like
I
mean,
feel
we
like I
talked
must
about
be
this. We
missing
talked about this in the
something.
first take. I really don't get why this was so hyped. I have never played against it and had a single bad time. I think it's a good deck. I think it's cool. I think it does its thing well. But hold on 1 second. Pause. My cat's about to kill himself. Beat Trooper. I've never seen it. I think it's cool. I think it had a lot of hype because it had the support cards coming out and the support cards flopped, and that's why it just disappeared. You know what I mean? I think Beat Trooper could happily go here. It'd be fun.
Because
honestly, if it's
Golden Retriever.
I think it could go here. But I know for a fact that I played a lot of Metal Foes ranked, and I beat this deck, I think, like 4 or 5 times, and it was like no contest, which just makes me just want to put it in the Metal Foes category. You know what I mean? Since it literally lost.
At the very end, I'm going to tell you how I could actually more view this, but we'll just I'll have that's fine.
Okay. Plunder.
Golden Retriever.
See, I'd almost do that. I think Plunder is
I think
very
it's good.
I think it's very
if you
consistent.
can get into the late game with it, but I think that first turn is like critical.
I think you can always get to the late game for the most part with it. I think there is. I think that this deck, its weaknesses it has, it like almost plays into them to the point where it won't matter at a certain point. Like almost every card in this archetype gets hit by Ash, but almost every card in the archetype gets hit by Ash, so it doesn't even matter. Because every one of your cards, like, is a good card. 5 of them are extenders, main deck. The field spell searches, I mean, I'm assuming, Foolish Barrel Goods is dumping stuff you need. 1 monster gets into it gets into Link Monster, like, almost always. And then the fact that it's super toolboxy. Everything is adding cards.
I think you're biased.
I mean, I definitely am biased, but I genuinely think that this deck, I think it's way better than anything below it.
I think it's... Yeah, but is it the same tier as those two?
Honestly, I would do that, probably, realistically. I think it's better than Burning Abyss. Salamangrate, I think this ends up kind of being, like, partially die roll, partially, like, who does what kind of thing, but overall, I think it's worse than Salamangrate, I think.
Realistically, my version of this, take all 3 of the Gnarls Barkley, put them in Golden Retriever, I think ahead of everything that's in Golden Retriever right now, and then move Beat Trooper up to Golden Retriever, and that's the list.
You just don't think there should be a Gnarls Barkley?
I honestly, I think all of those are so interchangeably, like, they all could take each other on in a decent battle, depending on the matchup. But I think at least Shadal and Sky Striker have a pretty, like, 75% chance of probably winning.
See,
2 games in a match.
I just can't agree with that. I mean, realistically, honestly, like, looking at how formats have gone, that should probably go there. I mean, the fact that Salamangrate and Sky Striker were, like, they were the format, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure,
this was 2 years. This top tier right here was 2 years, right there. It was just those 3 at full power.
That was before they were hit.
Yeah, I know. And with them hit, Sky Striker's hit way harder than Salamangrate is. Is that how that was?
Yes. But it's different at the same time. Like, I mean, sure, they were, like, they need the hits that they had. They're not. It's not like the same cards equal the same things. Like, the cards that were hit don't equal the same thing.
I mean, yes, I agree, but, like, I think
Salad tokens is like
I
bananas.
think Salad is still, like, probably equally as good as Sky Striker for the most part.
I think in a Sky Striker Salad dual best of best, you're looking at Sky Striker.
I agree, which is why Sky Striker's up here. But, like, realistically, like, an actual game going on, I'd say they're probably equal with each other. You know what I mean? And also, a lot of these. The problem with this too is a lot of these I feel like do well against specific things, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think like Weather Painter and maybe Generator, probably these two. Actually, I guess we said kind of these three, Weather Painter, Generator, ABC, I think have really good matchups against some of these, like, very randomly. You know what I mean? Like, Weather Painter just has essentially, like, continuous spell and trap. You can, like, bounce spells and traps the whole time. ABCs can do a, like, quick effect banishing, but also, making Appaloosa on your opponent's turn. I think that's the problem with this, is some of these are so just, like, anti-one thing that it, like, almost is immediately great, if that makes sense. Like, Burning Abyss, honestly, I think they have actually, Infernoid, for instance, absolutely fucks up Sky Striker. Like, demolishes Sky Striker.
I'd love to see the day that Infernoid
that was the last time it was like a rogue deck was toss format. Because every card in Infernoid just says banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. So as long as you get rid of their spells and most importantly their engage, like, you're fucked. You know what I mean? And Shadal has Ariel to do that as well.
Well, I don't know how long we've been going, but that's the list.
We should have
Chris and I definitely disagree on a lot. Should have what?
Invoked. Just invoked.
No one's playing just invoked.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, I feel like it would just automatically go up here.
I was thinking of other things that could probably have gone in here, and I was just thinking that I think these are the best ones that I'm looking at. I think anything that we would have added probably would have gone to, like, the bottom.
Yes, it would have gone to Jack's face tier. It just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the list. Hope everyone enjoyed it. How long was that?
That was 33 minutes and 18 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Cut it off by so much little. But that's even a sentence.
Okay. See ya, bitches.